For the benefit of all our delegates, we have a very special exclusive offer for you from SciFuture Cloud. All you've got to do is, today is the day that you can really avail double at the price of one. Yes, double subscription at the price of one. The offer is valid only for today, exclusively for all our special delegates. So please do tune in, do meet the SciFuture team at their partner booth, get to know more on how you can avail the best of their cloud services. A lot happening right here on this very, very virtually interactive platform. Our thanks to our next speaker joining in for a special address on the COVID-19 situation, opportunities for the future of data centers. Joining us now is Mr. Sachin Bhalla, Vice President and Country GM for India and SAARC Secure Power Division, Schneider Electric. We welcome you, sir, and we look forward to knowing from you what the future of data centers is.
Hello everyone. This is Sachin. Look forward to sharing my views on how data centers are evolving, how they are becoming more flexible, scalable, reliable, and sustainable. Let's start by having a look at how the world is being disrupted. If you look at last 15 years, and let's look at the music as one test case. We used to have cassettes, and that was disrupted by CD players, and that was disrupted by MP3 players. And now if you look at music, it's all in the cloud, and that's the level of disruption we are seeing in the world today. An interesting thing is these disruptions are not incremental disruptions. They are really fundamental different way of doing things. If we look at Uber as an example, we are not seeing it's a better way by the existing taxi guys to deliver a better service. It's a new technology-led platform where the company doesn't even own taxis. Same with the Airbnb. If you look at iPod, again, it was not an incremental improvement over CD player. It was a complete revolution. Now, funny thing is, even iPod, which was a disruption, has also been disrupted by cloud. Good thing for all of us is that digital is at the core of all of these disruptions that we are talking about. I gave an example of cassettes, and look, what has been disrupted there is through digital way, right? The music all is going to cloud, it's all going to data centers. If you look at Uber, if you look at some of the other examples I gave on the last page, Airbnb, Facebook, all of these disruptions, if you see, digital is at the base of almost all of the big disruptions that we are seeing. We are living in a world where digital is disrupting everything. But we are on the other side. We are on the data center side, which benefits from all of these disruptions. If we look at how fast the data is being generated, I mean, we are expecting a 500% jump by 2025. We are going to see a 50% increase in electrical footprint of all data centers by 2025. Not a good news for the environment, and we have to see what we can do about it. But that's the level of growth we are going to see in data centers. And we are going to see good growth in the colo data centers. At the same time, we are also going to see huge growth coming in the edge data centers, because a lot of new use cases, a lot of new applications are coming up, which would require far higher latency needs, far higher response times. At the same time, we also see that more and more executives are saying they would want their data centers to be more self-configuring. So a lot of disruption is going to happen on the data center side as well. But good thing is that all of us who are in this meeting, we are on this right side of this curve. There are shrinking industries and there are growing industries. And I would say data center industry falls in the green bucket, and it probably is going to see a much higher growth than what we are seeing in the shrinking industry. So good news for all of us. At the same time, we should also be mindful of what are the kind of disruptions that are happening in data centers. Now, we are one of the big players in data center infrastructure space. And as we see it, I think four big disruptions, four big trends, four big changes are going to drive the future of data centers in India as well as across the world. The four things are efficiency, sustainability, adaptability, and resilient. And when we look at creating data centers of future, we have to see that we are taking care of all these 4 points. And what I will talk in the rest of the presentation is how we as Schneider look at these four as gospel truths and how we are shaping our own offerings in terms of making these four things happen in the future data centers. Let's talk about efficiency. And efficiency is not just about how efficient the product is, how much power it is consuming. That is important. But at the same time, we also have to look at how fast we are able to create data centers. That's also efficiency. How much is the footprint of the product that we are offering? Because lower footprint means lower space requirement and lower building requirement. That's also efficiency. We also have to see, with the higher TCO, are we able to increase the return on investment? And that's what we are thinking through when we are creating our products and when we are creating our solutions. And I would specifically want to talk about two things. One, when we are creating new offers, let's take an example of UPS, we are going and pushing for higher and higher efficiency. Can we have UPS which can deliver as high as 99% efficiency? Can we have UPSs or other products which can do with half the footprint as compared to the current offers? So that's efficiency on the product side. At the same time, we have to see how do we have efficiency while the data center is functioning. And why is that required? Because our loads are changing. A lot of things are changing. So we have to look at how do we continuously optimize. For example, cooling needs. Should there be a different system, or should we optimize cooling in summers versus winters? If the load is increasing, do we need to again change some of the settings? So we are also working on how we can have continuous optimization through our softwares, through our connectivity systems. So that's on efficiency. Now, the second thing is sustainability, and what we are seeing is a lot of data center operators, a lot of people who are setting up data centers are going beyond efficiency and are saying, what is my environmental footprint? I want to think beyond efficiency, and I want to see that we are more sustainable. And that's where we are seeing a lot of interest around sourcing of power. Can we get solar power? Can we have wind power coming in our data centers? And hence, can we have a more greener data center? We are also working with some of the customers on what is the overall footprint? What is the overall carbon footprint? And can we work on reducing the carbon footprint? Can we optimize overall resources and not just energy? Can we look at, again, footprint of the building? Can we look at water usage and other resource usage? And a lot of customers are also asking about, we are moving to lithium-ion batteries. What happens after the end of life, and what can we do to make sure there is a circular movement of batteries and it's more environment sustainable? So those are some of the things, but very, very important topic in today's days and age. I talked about how the data centers will consume 50% more power in next 5 years, and given that both efficiency and sustainability become very, very important topics in today's days and age. The third point that we should all be mindful of is, are our data centers adaptive? Because the load requirement keeps on changing, and we might need let's say a 200 kilowatt load now, but a 500 kilowatt load 2 years down the line. Now, how do we make sure that we are changing our resources, and we are not deploying everything on day one? So we are looking at modular product design, so that you can invest in one capacity today, and it allows you to add more capacity in smaller modules, so that as per the load, you can keep improving, keep increasing, or keep adding to the infrastructure. I think that is one part of it, which is having product which are adaptive. The second part is how do we design and deploy our infrastructure in such a way that it is more modular? Can we have, instead of creating the entire data center, can we create small replicable pieces? And one of the things that we are seeing getting good traction on is containerized solution or prefab solution. Now, the advantage of prefab solution is that it's very modular. It comes pre-fitted from the factory, and it can be deployed very, very fast. So we are seeing people in India also getting interested in skids in prefab solutions, given the advantages of fast deployment, given the modular nature, and given that you can actually, even if your full data center is ready and you want to add few bits, even if you want to add a little more capacity, you can use this containerized solution to add more capacity to your existing system. So those are some of the things we are looking at in terms of making data centers more adaptive. The fourth point, and very, very important point, given the dependency so many applications have on data centers now, we can't afford any downtime at all. How do we make the whole data center operations more resilient? I think one thing is to make sure the products are more resilient. There is enough redundancy built into that. At the same time, we are also looking at using software, and we have a bunch of softwares which we group under our EcoStruxure software platform, and that enable us to have a full view of the entire data center and make sure that we are continuously monitoring. We are doing proactive works, looking at the alarms that are coming in, and I think we can leverage software a lot more to make our data center operations resilient, make sure we have no unplanned downtime. So again, reflecting back on all these 4 points, which is efficiency, sustainability, adaptiveness, and resiliency, I would encourage all of you, as you look at planning your data centers, that you take these 4 filters and see that you have given enough thought on these 4 pillars of future data centers. The last slide is that data centers are big consumer of resources. I think the onus is on us that we build greener data centers. I think that is an ask that the next generation will have from us, and we must look at using the right technologies, using the right infrastructure, using the right platform to make sure that our data centers are green. Thank you.